Business owners don't understand how other people interact with emails. If social media is kind of like if you're dating, right? Like you're swiping through people on Tinder or whatever. Email, you're already in the talking stage. You're already talking.
When I was just freelancing, I felt like a business owner. Yeah. And then you get further in and you kind of go like, yeah, I was just doing jobs. I was just kind of like job hopping. So it is interesting when you start having to get into the rest of it and having to build a team and like just all the other aspects of business rather than just taking job to job.
I think with freelance, it's great to be a freelancer. And it's just there's some people that are very good at following the job description of what you need to do. And some people just don't want to follow that job description. And that's what completely differentiates you. And that's when you become a business owner because you just don't want to follow that to-do list. I want to do it that way instead of just waiting for a guy to tell me, no, go and do it.
And having that like, not like full control, but like that freedom to try and experiment. I think that's the biggest thing for me because I resonate with that a lot. Like looking back in like the construction days and stuff too, there was always things where I was like, why can't we do it this other way? Which, can't we build the thing and do it this different way? I'm glad I didn't continue experimenting too much in that field. Otherwise there would have been some renovations that were poorly built. But no, I definitely resonate with that. It's like, just how can we look at the problem where we've got and just do a different solution? So I think it's fascinating, your space, the power of email and how underutilized it is. I know we had a conversation, I was thinking about it before, maybe 6 to 9 months ago. And we were like, should we start an email list? And it's like, we don't even read the ones that come to us.
That is such a common thing. Business owners don't understand how other people interact with emails because they literally judge what they do. Like they just say, oh, I just move it all to spam, or I just never check on my inbox. It's too cluttered. Or they create a whole separate email account just for the marketing emails.
That's what I've got.
Yeah, I have about 10 of them. And I sign up for different things with different email address. So it's very common. But we don't know. There's a lot of people that have empty inboxes. Imagine that. And a lot of people that are obsessing over email marketing that they're receiving. And they love opening those emails. They're like, I would love to know what the new collection is, or I would love to know what this particular brand having to say to me. I save all emails of Alex Hormozi, of Neil Patel, and Stephen Bartlett. They're my absolute favorite emails. I sometimes don't read them. I don't have time to read them, but I open them and they are labeled as a separate label in my Gmail account, and I go back and I just
read.
Yeah. And I actually then understand their marketing structure.
Fascinating. That is fascinating. It's funny how everyone's got their own thing. I know like mine's similar. I'll go through Reels and I only watch the first 10, 15 seconds of things. And I go, I'll save that to that one. Save that to that collection. Save that to that collection. And then, when you get some spare time, you're like, all right, I'm going to open up this collection and we're actually going to dive through.
Yeah. Yeah. And look, it's so cool when you're in the space of social media because it's so visual. And in the space of video making and reel making, it's fantastic. It is so dynamic. There's so much and that's why people neglect the email channel because they don't understand what they're going to get out of it. Email is great because it's currency. So once you get an email address in your inbox, you can do so much with it. And I guess we work with a lot of e-com brands and it's easier for me to attach the revenue because I know exactly how much money we made for this particular brand if we send one email. I know exactly how much money the flow made, one automation has made for this brand. Harder for service-based businesses, and that's why they don't do it because they don't know. They're thinking it's annoying. Annoying, first thing that comes to everyone's mind. And the second is like, what am I going to say? I'm going to send a newsletter. Ugh. What happened during the month? What we can offer? Nobody knows, but it's so exciting. If you get in the inboxes, you know what I love about inbox? You would never tell anyone what emails you have in your inboxes. It is very intimate. It's very private. Nobody asks each other how many emails you get, how many marketing emails you sign up to. But at the same time, this is something where you go every day, you go into your inbox and you check your emails. And you have this at night or in the morning, you check your inbox and you see something new, or you see an email from a particular brand or an influencer. And that changes. That is more intimate than social media because it's already in your inbox. So if social media is kind of like if you're dating, so you're looking at someone, right? Like you're swiping through people on Tinder or whatever. Email, you're already in the talking stage.
True.
You're already talking. So you let this person into your inbox and it became even more intimate for you, the relationship with this brand or with this business owner.
It's a really interesting perspective. I hadn't thought of it like that.
Yeah, it's cool. I do. I like that. I think I like what you said as well around the whole, like, people feel annoying. So I hear that all the time, even on social, just like I feel like we'll be annoying people. I feel like, people don't want that, and they'll look at it like, oh, we should only really be doing like one email out like a quarter or a month or, something like that. That's what I've heard just on that side from a few people I've spoken to, particularly in service-based. And it's funny because it's like, I always say to them, even with social, it's like you can do as much as you want until it gets shit. Like until it becomes that thing that people go, well, yeah, now it's only spam if it's spam, right? Like, if it's actually well written, if it's something that people are excited to open up and look at, and when they're going through it it works, then, well, you can do pretty much as you can until it becomes you're just doing it for the sake of doing it. It becomes spam.
Yeah.
Just like social media. If you look at it from the same perspective, if you provide value content through your socials, people are watching, they're engaged, it's fantastic. If you're going to be putting something very interesting for people in the email, they're going to be opening, they're going to be clicking, they're going to be reading. And it's very important. Like you would think like very boring businesses. Let's talk about mortgage brokers. It's so difficult for them to create content. But I'm getting emails from my mortgage broker every month and I read them because he structures them really well with updates in the market and what for me to expect. Like, what can I expect in the future? It's about what about my home loan? What is happening? What is it? Reserve Bank of Australia? What changes have been done? Awesome. I'm interested.
It's so important. Bless you.
Thank you.
It's this time of year. It's so important, right? Especially with mortgage brokers of all things. Like we had a whole offering back at the start of this year, late last year, around mortgage brokers specifically, because there's such an opportunity there of like, for them to be able to get a return on investment. It's a lot more structured than some other businesses, right? And there's a lot more margin in what they do, so it makes it quite a lot easier. But on the other side of it, they have really harsh conditions once they sign a loan, that if they don't maintain that loan for a duration, some 12 months, some 24, some 36, under their banner or whatever it's called, they get a thing called the clawback fee.
Wow.
And so they have to pay back the commission they were paid if it gets refinanced away under someone else's, if CBA go to the person directly. So our whole thing is was back then was you need to be doing content to stay front of mind just to your customers so that they see you as front of mind, authoritative figure, always thinking about the new things in the market so that, you don't have this massive risk of these clawbacks. So yeah, I think in the context of mortgage brokers, they should be definitely doing, email lists just to current clients as a simple thing.
Like if you think about how generally traffic works and how social media is hand in hand with your email. Entire traffic that comes to your website is hand in hand with your email. It's this awareness level. At first, people need to start, if we're talking about service-based businesses, at first people need to start liking you. I'm a service-based business in my email marketing agency. First thing that people need to like is me. And if they don't like me, if they don't see me, if they don't understand how I speak or my values or how I present, how I'm going to be talking to them, I'm going to be talking at them or I'm going to be talking to them. Am I warm or am I pushy? If they don't know all of these things, they're not going to get into my funnel. They're not going to start researching, oh, sorry, what is Kate doing? Oh, Kate does email marketing. That's cool. Okay. Then they're only going to email me or give me their email address in exchange to something valuable. But it all started with them seeing me on socials, seeing me in person. All this awareness started. And then we have a talking stage when we have someone's email address. And email marketing is no different from direct emails. But it's just this, this extra button that can help you unsubscribe at the bottom. That is the difference. But at the same time, if you write the content well, if you design emails well, this is going to be incredible for you.
How do you think a creative can utilize email? Because I think that would be such a thing that creatives just wouldn't even think of.
They don't. They start with socials and they do not go into this next stage. The best thing for any creative, any freelancer, any service-based business is to start thinking about a lead magnet, a video that they can put on the website in exchange for the email address, something extremely valuable, and they can start just putting together these email addresses of people that are agreeing to be emailed to. So, and once they get to that level, once they have a list, even 20 people is a good audience. It's a good subscriber list. It's a starting stage. We do have a professional organizer on board with us. And every month we see people downloading the guide and going through the automation, 10 people. It's a professional organizer. It's a service-based business. But new 10 people signing up and they download that guide just to go through it. And every month we then send them a newsletter. So simple. And as a creative, you would be sending a newsletter of what's happening with you, what's happening within your space. That is a very simple thing that you can start doing with email marketing and then start capitalizing on it.
And what would that next level, for someone that had, got that email list to sort of 100 or whatever, and they're at that point where they feel like, okay, I can do more than just a monthly newsletter. What's the power of sort of email marketing that you're sort of seeing without telling all your trade secrets?
No, it's not real secrets. Nobody has secrets. People have personalities. They don't have secrets. Those ones who keep things secret, I don't think they actually
have anything secret.
Know what they're doing. We had, for instance, a business coach on board, and they are doing a lot of webinars or masterclasses or groups of people that they coach. So when you are speaking about this next level, there's so many ways you can utilize the list and so many services. First of all, you can offer your services. Second, you can partner with someone and promote those people through your list. Or you can start creating your own webinars as second step of your funnel and to then further promote your services. And when you start doing this, so you start promoting those things, you can go into the whole launch strategy, and it's a whole complete different space where you create a sequence of emails that are purposefully dated for the start of the launch. And it is magic because there's so many different launches and they're all connected to email. So there's seed launches, there are joint venture launches, there are evergreen launches. Everybody can start doing something like a free webinar or a masterclass when they can be talking about, secrets of their trade, or not the secrets. There's no secrets. But something. They can be talking about something valuable. $29 for a masterclass. You can start today, and kind of you're moving people from the talking stage into the first date.
Yeah, and then grow from there.
What is at what point do you think people need to be getting started with email? Because I think we were talking about before, like people delay it for so long, and they kind of like, I think then they get to a point where it's like, oh, now there's gonna be so much that I have to like pull data from and put it into a CRM and try to work it out. When do you sort of suggest to get started?
I suggest in the perfect world, I'd love that to happen from the very beginning. I'd love everyone to start with a small email marketing platform. So many. I've actually done a whole research on the email marketing platforms for service-based businesses. You don't have to even start with a CRM. CRM is already very complicated. You can then sync it with whatever you started at the beginning. But I'd prefer that to be at the beginning, because then you can connect everything you can connect to your website, you can connect to your socials, and with the email marketing strategy. That is my preference, though. Usually it doesn't happen that way. I have worked with brands that had e-commerce brands that would be making 20, 30K a month and would have zero email marketing strategy, zero. And I'd come in and I would bring them another 30K just from email. And they were just sitting all this time, not doing it. They're sitting on this potential revenue, not doing it. It's crazy. And they would have that brand for 8 years already. And no one spoke to them about email marketing. No one.
It's crazy how much money's left on the table. Particularly in, definitely still in the service base, but particularly with e-commerce. So I used to do that when I was, that's how I sort of got into this space. I remember how many different, your abandoned, just how much money you can make off an abandoned cart sequence. It is absolutely crazy. So I can totally understand how, making 20, 30K without it, you add that in, it's a lot. And then you add in, post-purchase upsells and all these other things. So I love that advice to get started early, because I do find even on the service-based side that they never they put it off. They don't think they need to do it because they're not at that stage early. And then later, it's a monster of a task to go in and get everything set up. And now they're trying to build the big CRM machine rather than like just having sort of built it along the way and used the bits that they needed along the way. And then later on, it's like, oh, I don't realize how much I actually use this because I've built it along the way.
E-com is so different from service-based though. And when we're service-based businesses, we understand each other. Everything is simple. But when you come and become an e-com business owner, you just have to adopt this digital marketing mentality. Because if I come in and I'll set you all the systems and I'll show you the performance of my clients, and that happened to me before. So I showed a potential client the revenue from other businesses and how much they're making off email. And I was like, oh my God, we want that. Okay. Do you do ads? No, we don't. Google ads? Facebook ads? No, we don't. How do you get traffic to the website? We just have a Shopify account. Cool. Do you understand that if I will put together the full shebang system in place all the flows, all your welcome sequence, your browse abandonment, abandoned checkout, abandoned cart, everything. If there's no traffic, no one is going to be going through those sequences. Yeah, it's great. How much money shall we be spending on ads? Well, start with testing. It's going to be a new account. Start with testing. You need to spend about $1,000 a month so that Pixel will start remembering everything about your brand and start finding people to market your products to. Cool. How long do you think we should be doing ads for before it's going to take traction? Well, it takes about 3 months. This client was so nervous after the first month of their advertising. Even within the first month, there's like ads were out for 2 weeks. No sales. Well, that's expected. Guys, you can't be, this is a cold pixel, no events registered against this pixel. You can't be expecting that. Oh, people are not going through the flows. Of course they're not. There's no traffic. There's like, it's early days. Nobody's clicking. Everybody's just, Meta is just discovering people for you. Oh, but do you think we should stop Meta ads and put all this budget into Google ads? Oh my God, guys, stop. Please stop. First, you just want them to learn about digital marketing at the beginning because there's so many people throw themselves into e-com. They watch David Fogarty and they're like, oh my God, I'm just going to make another Udi. It's going to be so fun. And then they bring the product in. Oh, and thank God if they actually made it and did not order it on Alibaba as is. They bring product in and they run about and they ask, okay, we're just going to, if I go to this agency, is it going to work? If I go to this agency, is it going to work? And they go just an agency hop. And then finally their pixel finally remembered enough information about the business. And finally, after switching 3, 4, 5 digital marketing agencies, that's when finally the purchases started to happen. But it's just so sad that people don't understand digital marketing. They don't understand traffic. They don't understand email marketing, and they don't understand ads in particular.
I think it's so important, right? It's never one thing. And I feel like everyone, there's this whole, like the old school thing was the full stack agency, right? And you go to the agency, they had the full stack, web, media buying, content creation, everything. Copywriting back before GPT and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it feels like now it's like, oh no, I just need this one thing, and that's going to be the thing that gets me. It's going to fully automate my sales department, and it's awesome to hear that, there's someone else talking about. It's never just that one thing. Like you've got to do the email in combination with the paid and in combination with the organic. And they all amplify each other. And it's patience on all parts to get the foundations right. So when we finally unlock enough data and enough time, the strategy starts to play out.
It is the strategy. And people are missing. Email is not just doing email is never going to bring enough business. You just like Instagram, like if you're doing organic content on Instagram, how many people are you converting through the organic content? Probably not a lot because it's a different level of a funnel. So it's your organic content, it's not paid advertising, and it's not email marketing. So email is a bit of a different thing. If you're not growing the list, there's no new people going through your funnel. We had worked with brands that came to us with 20,000 profiles. Okay, where did you get this database? They're not telling us where they got this database, but
we know where they paid for it from.
We start warming the list and crickets. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. This needs to come from a really good, your list comes from the very good source of traffic. Because even if you're doing awareness ads or you're doing traffic ads to your email, you're getting very, very cold email addresses, extremely cold. But if you're doing the objective of your ad campaigns is actual sales, then it's Meta finds you people that are ready to buy. So when they come into email marketing, then they literally come into your brand ready to purchase on the talking stage, and all you need to do is make sure that you send them timely updates through email.
I feel like to use your analogy earlier of like the dating thing, like if you were someone just came into your inbox and they're like acting as if they know you and all that sort of thing, you'd be like, I don't know, why would I open that? I don't know. Like, we've never met before, we've never chatted before. Why? Like, we're not talking.
Yeah, we're not talking. Who are you?
Yeah,
stalking.
Yeah,
terrible.
So funny.
Yeah,
I
think I do appreciate the whole like omnipresent, because I feel like in the creative industry and marketing space, there can be a lot of people that kind of go, do this instead of this, do this instead of this, and it's like their way, their method, and like that's the be all and all. And I feel like it's funny because I feel like those kind of people bite themselves in the ass later because it isn't that way. You can't be the be all end all, and it's not just about, like, we've been on discovery calls with people and we're asking about the website and like what stuff they have in their sales process, and like a bunch of other different assets, whether or not they've got like Google reviews and what, like all these different aspects that sort of go into that buying decision that someone might make if they were to look them up, that like, yeah, we're not going to help with those things, but like, yeah, if you've got none of that and then you just expect to post a reel and get a video, like get a client from that one reel, like you're dreaming. It's the same, I suppose. Yeah, you jump into, you don't have anything, you just spam a cold email list that isn't earned, then and expect a client out of it. You're dreaming.
I had a potential client, come to us, and I love e-com, and they just bought a business. The list is 20,000 people, and they just bought a business. They don't know anything about this list. So very common. You don't know where the list come from again. And they're like, we're emailing them. There's automations in place. What are we doing wrong? I'm like, are you doing ads? Well, our conversion rate is not at 2. We want the conversion rate to be at 2, and then we're going to introduce ads.
As in 2%?
2%, yes. Okay, guys, you're having a dead list you don't know anything about. I actually need you to go to an advertising agency and start talking to them, and then come to me. I can introduce you to an ad agency, to a few. You can make decision. I honestly of the opinion that we can only do certain things really well in digital marketing. I'm really good in email. I love it. I tried to do analytics. I tried to do Google Ads. I understand it all. I don't love it. When email comes in place, I'm like, joy. Oh my God. I have clients going like, why do you think this particular subscriber got this email? And I just go on this absolute path of investigation, trying to find every trigger that they have ever done just to get to the point of why they've received this old discount code that was disabled 5 months ago. Yeah. I love it because I love data. Some people love Google. Some people love Facebook. Some people are very good in social media content creation. They're absolutely fantastic. And I think it's very important for businesses to understand not one agency can actually do SEO, Google Ads, Facebook Ads, website building, content creation well. They can do one thing well, and they can attach other specialists to doing everything well. And maybe I'm sure there could be some incredible agencies in the world that can do that, but there was going to be very few.
I think the challenging thing with that I've seen is like how do all the businesses collaborate with the client in a fair manner? Because there's always one client that feels like, there's always one contractor or one agency that feel like they own the client. And it's like, oh, no, I'm bringing you in to help with what we're delivering. But then it's like that blurred line of like, you tell them that you don't want to be responsible for these other things, but yet you bring in these other agencies and try and like manage the relationship. And it's just be really clear, like what do you want to do, and like sit inside that box. Like for us, we want to do content really well, and we definitely don't want to do EDMs, and we don't want to do all these other things, or Google ads or paid advertising or all that sort of stuff. So it's like we'll open up conversations with media buyers and web design and development agencies with our clients when they have those problems, and we want to refer them to like the best solutions. But we don't want to manage that gap between them. And I think there's a whole thing a lot of the time where you can feel that you're delivering a service for your client, and you're so like reliant on that you don't want them to go over and have a conversation over there, and the web designer goes, "Oh, don't do the content game. Like we can achieve that.
Oh, yeah.
We can achieve that with blogs, and you'll pay like a quarter of the price." And there's like that whole concern of like, I just don't want that one wrong comment to ruin everything that we're doing, versus like, we can all just get on the same page, and like, how about we all jump on a call, and it's just like, I'm not here to like be on behalf of the client and like, help manage this thing. I'm here to just like hear out how what you're doing is going to complement what I'm doing, and vice versa. And so we can work together to get our client, both of our clients, the best outcome.
But it also comes to trust. Comes to trust. And I've done that a few times. I tried to connect with different digital marketing agencies that do everything aside from email, and so that I actually can recommend them to my clients. And it's really hard for me. I have really good clients, and when they come to me and they say, "Can you tell me a good SEO agency?" I go, I know a lot of kitchens. I know how things done in a lot of digital marketing agencies. And I probably can recommend one. And it's only because I know that they really care about SEO and how geeky their SEO guy is.
That will.
And the other ones, I struggle of doing like it. And it's about developing relationships with these other businesses that you're going to bring in. Because if you are not aligned in your values, it's like partnerships. It's the same as partnerships. It's the same as alignment. You've got to be aligned. And you've got to almost be like best friends, knowing exactly what you're doing and what responsibilities each one of you are taking.
Unfortunately as well, I feel like it's one of those things where you've got to go through it. Like there's ways that we can like test people out.
Yeah.
I know a lot of creatives have probably had that thing where they've been burned by bringing in another contractor. They sort of swear off it and stuff like that. But I think there's, how do you find ways to try to keep trying to find the good people? The good people are worth their weight in gold. But it's just making sure that you keep finding ways to test out whether or not you can trust them and bring them in. Keep searching for the good kind of people, because you can't do everything yourself, and you do need to bring people in. Like, but we had something we like were quoting for recently, and it's like we can do basic lighting to a pretty good level on a lot of stuff, but the job that we were looking at like really needed someone that was, what would their title be, like a
gaffer, gaffing a lighting person.
Yeah, like just his level is just another level, which
they could light movie sets.
Yes.
Glenn from Parker Films, incredible. Happy to name him.
Yeah.
Just incredible. The way he lights. We were fortunate enough to shoot on a shoot with them that they did. They ran the whole thing, him and Nicole. And just the way that he approached the lighting on that, and it's such a small, simple job, but it's just awesome. Awesome to see how he operates in amongst a team, and just everything is like, oh, you want to solve that? No worries. I'll bring out a negative, or I'll bring out a reflector, I'll bring out this. And it's just, he's just the guy. He's the specialist.
Yeah.
And sure, like we could try and bring in our, aperture lights that are 1/10 of the power, but you never, nowhere near you're going to get that fast of outcome, that amount of experience.
There's just different jobs that require you, like if you, as you grow, I feel like you have to build out your trusted network. You have to build out these people that you can bring in on, because you want to be able to do the bigger and bigger jobs. You don't want to just be doing the stuff that's only going to need you in this small little area. And I feel like the way to grow too, like it sounds so you've got that great relationship with your clients where they come to you as an advisor in a way of like, hey, we know we did this. Do you know anyone good? This is what we're thinking about doing. And you can still comment on all those things. You don't need to be the person that delivers a service, but you can still like comment to all of them.
My relationship with my clients, my team calls me a marketing psychologist. I make sure the way I structure our retention packages is we have fortnightly or weekly meetings with my clients. I don't care how many campaigns you send in. You can be sending 4 campaigns a month, but I'm going to be catching up with you fortnightly because it's so important for me to ensure that I know everything that is happening in your business so that I can align all the tools that I'm using for you and make sure that the team is aware, we are prepared. At the moment, it's Black Friday. Look, it's, we are prepared. And we are catching up all the time. Majority of the time, I'm talking to them about photo shoots that they're doing. When they're planning a photo shoot, it's going to be a bad weather photo shoot. I'm stressing so much. I don't know how much content I'm going to have. It's going to be raining. We're talking about the rent went up for their retail store. We're talking about their relationship with other ad agency. I'm just there to absorb it all and to understand how can I navigate my client within the service so that we can get to the biggest outcome. So if they're battling a rent at the retail store, I cannot tell them, okay, I just came up with this new complete concept of how we're going to be sending emails. They just don't have the capacity to talk about it right now. I'm thinking about the quick wins. What we can do right now to ensure that the revenue is exactly the same as it was last month or higher, that we're not going down in anywhere, the deliverability is good. And that's something that nobody ever talks about. Nobody's talking about deliverability. Nobody's talking how so many emails end up in spam and why. So, and I love talking about deliverability with my clients, and I'm returning them from this space to earth by showing them their deliverability score. They will be talking to me about everything that happens to the business, and then I'm like, okay, guys, now it's time for email, okay? Let me open that. Look. And it can be great. It can be 92. And I'm like, okay, let's applaud. Like, let's commemorate this moment. It's a fantastic moment of our deliverability. Or it's 76. Oh, my God, guys, I don't understand you have great plans, but we need to work on this and we need to mend this. So I value relationship with my client as if, well, I want them to come to me. I want them to come to me for this advice. I want them to ask me what I think about their new branding. Because I'm there to help. There was one time a client of mine, so she's designed these new jeans and she shows them, they're going to be this next new level. I'm so excited. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm going to have a look at her new jeans. She has upsold them drew in a conversation so much, and then she shows them. Oh my God. Kaz, I'm not sure. And they didn't work as great as they were potentially going to. And you can't tell them it's a bad idea, but you softly trying to navigate them trying to navigate them and trying to understand, okay, well, I'm so excited for you. It's a great design. So excited. Let's test it. And I'm that person that will always say, okay, I don't know. Well, I can't be putting my judgment. I'm always saying, okay, let's test. Let's have a look how it's going to go.
And just get the feedback from the audience.
Get the feedback from the audience, A/B tested, send linen more often to Queensland and warmer clothes to Victoria, something like this. So you can just start with these small strategies and discover them as you learn more about the brand, and that's the cool thing. If these brands that I work with were with me only for like 6 months, I wouldn't know the brand the way I know right now. I wouldn't know what to show to Western Australia and what to show to Tassie. I wouldn't be even able to come up with this strategy in my head. It's not something that comes. It comes as you go along with the business owner on the journey. And I'm sure you experience the same with content making.
100%. I think that's like it's funny. I'm seeing all these ads pop up now, and you probably get a similar thing on your side with emails. These people promoting stuff where it's like, I'm going to show you how to fire your agency, or or we're going to work with you in a way where we'll work with you for this part, and then we want you to fire us and then, leave and do it on your own. I think it's like the magic happens after working with people over a longer period of time consistently and getting to know them really well and being able to continue to iterate over time. So I'm big on the how can we create a ongoing relationship so that we can actually iterate. It's not just about we're going to do this one thing and that's going to be perfect, and it's going to we have this product that never fails for anyone, and as soon as you sign up we do it and it's going to be great. It's the fact that we're going to get in and we're going to be your partners in this to learn particularly when the market changes too, right? People open emails differently now to what they did 10 years ago because there's, different things going on, different subject lines, I'm sure, that worked 10 years ago work differently now.
You got to optimize emails now to be read by AI so they show up in the summaries properly and all that sort of stuff.
Correct. Yes. But in what you're saying, to develop this good relationship, and I think that everybody should be doing this, you would need to become their psychologist in your sphere. This is the best thing you can do. You can be their video psychologist, content psychologist. You could, because we all have these topics like email, like content, like social media, that we just go and we never talk about it. We never share our frustrations. I have been putting a reel together all the way. I was on the train from Geelong to Melbourne, and it took me this entire hour to put a reel together. It was 30 seconds to then understand that the sound was too, the volume was too low. I got really upset. I couldn't deal. This whole day was ruined for me because I spent this entire hour for this. But I can't talk to a lot of people. Not many people will understand my frustration. It was 30 seconds. It was of video, but it took me an entire hour to edit.
Yeah, it's funny. We get that a little bit on our side too. I think some people look at and probably similar with email, people will look at what it is and go oh, that would have been super quick to draft up. And it's well, not, there's actually a lot of thought and finicky trying to get the little things to do. And you watch it through a few times, or you read it through a few times to check it over. It's funny how it's.
But then it's the thing. Once you learn that this is the frustration of your client, the ways you can navigate the client through it is amazing. You can just like, oh, but I get it. Like, it's so bad. Like, what are you using to record the sound? What is that? One thing, can I just suggest you to use this mic instead of this mic? And it can be as simple as that. And the client feels so valued by giving this one little thing. But you've heard them how frustrating it was for them to record a reel on their own, and you helped them without asking for more money from them.
Just provide more value.
Always more value.
Yeah.
I've heard that with service-based business, you need to provide value times 15. So whatever.
That's interesting.
And the value is not just the service that you're providing. It's time and experience. So providing a person with experience and time, and of course, like expertise is product. It's already whatever product they're buying from you, but it's probably the best thing that you can do. So our experiences and our time with the client is always the most important thing for us. And whatever value I can provide within the time that I allocate and within the experience that they have, I'm going to go full in. I'm going to show up at their photo shoots. I'm going to show up at their retail store. I'm going to check all their collections. I'll buy their stuff. I always wear my clients' clothes. And I actually love it every single time I come to other events and people are like, oh my God, what are you wearing? Like, oh, it's my clients.
My clients. Yeah.
It's so good. It is the best feeling when you can help someone so much that they then just go and rave about you. It's the absolutely best feeling. And a lot of my clients think I'm their, like, part of their team, though. This is a little bit of a difficult situation because sometimes they call you. They call you as if we've got the best team, and they don't call my agency name. They don't say, oh, Brand Aid team is excellent. They say, Kate is excellent. And it's a little bit of an issue for me because I want my entire team to be acknowledged. It's not just me. Yes, I'm on calls with them. Yes, I'm front of mind. But what my team is doing is as amazing as what I'm doing in the front.
It's like the pros and cons of good service and good relationship stuff. Like we've seen that too on our side as well. Like we've got like some of our like gun lead videographers and even sometimes when we've been the ones in the past, we're better at bringing the team in now, but it still happens to try to like show them, make it more visible, because like if they don't see the person, they don't realize all the back end work that goes into it. But here we've had it before where the lead videographer is the one that they've had all the contact with, but they might not have been the person that was editing it and distributing it across social and even planning out the video. They were just the person that went over the plan, went to the shoot, did a great job on the shoot, but then briefed it up and handed off to the rest of the team. So there's like, 3 or 4 other people still involved, but it's like, oh, it's so good to have this person. Like I only want this person to be doing my, my content. And it's like, okay, there's a load of other people in as well. Like, so it's just, it's a testament to great team and like, great relationship like you have with them. I totally get the trade-off that can come with that too.
Absolutely. And at the same time, what you're saying, with digital marketing agencies in particular, a lot of people get burned because of that. They see the front face that sold them the service. Quite often, it then getting passed to the account manager. So sales guy has nothing to do with your ads, SEO, website, nothing. Then it passed across to account manager, and then it passed across to an intern that is doing the job. And then the client goes like, what is going on? This is not what was sold to me at all.
Yeah.
And that's where it gets super frustrating because all these salespeople are running around, they're selling their services, but then the business owner initially did not set up this culture within the team where the team is actually delivering great service. That's why the team is so, so important, not just the face that sells the business.
We were talking about that earlier in the year around like looking at, do we bring in someone into the business that is like solely a BDM and solely going to work on just bringing in new business. But and we were saying if we did do that, they'd have to have like a creative background. They'd have to know what it is to actually be on those jobs and be that person delivering that stuff, because our stuff is easy to sell if you just worry about selling and bringing people in, but then you can just sell people on something that it isn't really going to look like, or set really, really bad expectations. It's like that's the marry-up that we find with our sort of stuff. Would you say the same?
Totally. Yeah, totally.
I was a marketing manager in one of the parking apps, and it was hilarious because the guy that sells, like, he was the owner of the business, and he would go and he will overpromise everything that the app can do. And then it will come back to the actual period of delivery, and everybody would go, "What did you tell? We don't have that module."
Yeah.
Oh, we were meant to have that module 12 months ago. This module has never been planned.
Yeah.
So it happens all the time in tech. But I think even you definitely can do it. You always can bring a BDM. But the BDM has got to be as much of a team member, and the culture of the entire crew has got to be absolutely the same. So it feels that the BDM is talking about absolutely the same thing as the editor does. And he's as excited, you're correct, about this knowledge and experience and creativity. So they're like almost like the same person talking.
Yeah, it's a fascinating dynamic.
It just sets up the whole relationship. I think it's easy to watch a lot of these people online that sort of just make sales seem easy, and everyone, all these little hacks and ways to create the irresistible offer and all that sort of stuff, which is, it's good to know all those sort of things. But if the irresistible offer or the, crazy sales, the sales hack or whatever that you did just bring someone in that wasn't meant to be a client, they don't actually need or want the service that you actually deliver, it can lead to a lot of problems down the line. Sometimes it's about saying no to some people as well.
I don't know if you guys need another salesperson. I think you're just so nice and warm, and everybody that meets you just feels immediate connection with you. That's my experience with you, and like since I've met you, and then I meet other people that know you, and I was like, they're fantastic. They're so cool. I think it's just like word of mouth is going to spread you so far. It's going to be incredible.
Well, thank you for that. I mean, we've tried very hard. Like, Job and I have both had successful freelance careers, and we live the lives of like, be the person. Mate, I'll speak for myself. I won't speak for you. Be the person who they want you to be, whoever you're in front of. And I live that life of that creative freelance game of like, you're just being this different person to every different job you walk onto, because you've got 8 jobs in the day and they're all different people. And you need to be like, you don't want to piss them off because that's your daily routine of just like different job. And you get home at the end of the day and you're just exhausted. Like you feel like you're acting all day. Whereas now it's just like we can just be who we want to be. We can do what we want to do. We've got a better model and how we run the business compared to when we were running it freelance. And, now that we're doing content, it's not like we have to be someone else in that content. We just be us. And if you want to mess with that, great. Like if they want to like be involved in that, great. If they don't, totally fine. Like that's why we love this whole podcast idea of like talking to other creatives, talking to other brands, because there is so many different unique people out there, and they've all got their own personalities and skill sets and we all deliver, great outcomes. And at the end of the day, it's just who is going to create that environment where you feel warm and welcome.
You're doing a great job doing it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We try. But first, it's funny we didn't start with this. So what's your main value proposition with BrandAid?
Main value proposition.
Like if you were to elevate a pitch, who are you helping most?
We are an email marketing agency helping e-commerce brands grow with email. We work with 6, 7, 8-figure brands already, and around 35 to 50% of their revenue is coming from email. We live and breathe email. We only do email. We don't do CRMs though. We don't work with HubSpot or go high level. This is completely different set of skill, and we'll help people that come to us and say, okay, well, we need CRM. We do have really good agencies that we know of and individual freelancers that can come into your business and smash it and build you this amazing, huge CRM system. And it's fantastic, but it's absolutely a different skill set. We look after e-com and we're very successful in it. We do have some service-based businesses on the books that just come and ask us like, please, we know you. We just want to send these newsletters consistently. And sure, of course, we'll just build you this system. That's no problem. And I love helping everyone. It's just e-com understands the value of email straight away because I can attach that revenue to every single send. And it's not just email, it's SMS as well. But it's like for Australian business owners, it's very difficult. Talking about annoying, they are struggling to think that they can be sending an SMS because they think it's annoying. Like, but Black Friday, it's going to be great. The Boxing Day, it can be great if you send these 3 times a year on Boxing Day and Black Friday and in a financial year. So just one SMS. It's going to be good. It's going to be, the open rate is going to be 92%. And they just struggle with it. US clients that we've got, they're like, let's go. Let's do SMS.
Yeah.
They understand.
Yeah.
Australia is a little bit, still in the talking stage with my clients about
working,
SMS.
Working global? Working global,
generally with any English-speaking country, yes. But, it's global. We've got brands in New Zealand, we've got brands here in Australia and in the United States.
Wow. Awesome.
And there will be the brands that I'm working with, every single time they come on board, I'm going, oh, you can do this? Oh my God, you can be selling that product? I thought that space is completely taken. And yet they come to me with their 30,000 lists, with 80,000 lists. The other day, a brand came to us and they're a juice company in Perth, so fresh pressed juice. I'm like, how much money they can be making? I was not thinking. Then I looked at their back end and I'm like, I should never judge. I should never make these assumptions. Because they're making a lot of money every month. I'm not going to say how much, but they're really good. It's really great. And we just added this. They never used email in the capacity that it could be used. So we just came in and now they're making 47% of their revenue from email.
Amazing.
It's incredible. It's juice.
It blows my mind, those figures around the amount of impact that email's having.
It's incredible.
So much so you and I are going to have a damn conversation about email. No, I've loved this chat. Seriously. I think it's fascinating to hear. And I'm always willing to like change my mindset on things. Like I know, again, speak for myself, but like I was like, why would we need an email campaign? Like what's it really going to do? And obviously I know those figures are largely around e-com and things like that. But I think there's so many important foundations to that's just it's left on the table. Why wouldn't you be sending out, newsletters, turning the weekly recaps that we do into an email and just send them out?
Maybe it's a monthly email. Maybe we assume that people know everything that happens within our business because we posted it on socials. We assume that people knows everything about our business because we spoke to them at a networking event. We just make all these assumptions all the time. But the amount of times I would receive an email from a business and I'm like, oh, you're now doing this? Wow, that's so cool. And I'm sure you did absolutely the same. You open someone else's email, it's like, oh, I didn't know that they're doing this. Or even social media. You open their social media, it's like, oh, I didn't know this about them. There's so much we can say. And we've got this currency, we've got the email address. And if we think about it as a currency, and then we will see, you will actually then see your open rate, you will see your click rate, you will see what they downloaded, or if they didn't download, if they watched a video that you've included in this email, you will know the impact. And then you will make a decision whether you continue with the channel or not. But give enough time to test.
That's like a great example at the moment. Alex Hormozi's $100 million models. How much do you think of that was driven by the emails? Of course, it's not just the emails, like we've said, this whole thing. Yes, it's the brand they've leveraged and, you know, all the content they did on socials and all the other things around it. But email played a strong part in that. I can definitely say my inbox was...
Email played the main part in it because email was the currency. The only way you could get to this event is by providing the email address. So then they would convert you through the inbox and then they would do a post sale. So after the event, they would follow up with the sequence of emails to continue selling.
Just to be like 106 million. I think that's USD what they made.
They have so many partnerships. So this is called something like joint venture launch, according to Jeff Walker, my guru. Jeff Walker is an amazing guy. He created these launch strategies for anyone who's having masterclasses, webinars, all of those sort of things. He's fantastic. And he's literally has one book and he runs these big events, launch events every year. And he talks about how to launch anything, how to launch a product, how to launch a masterclass, how to make sure that you sign a $5,000 coaching package. And it's through the different launches, evergreen launch, joint venture launch, seed launch. Strategy is purely email. You get traffic. He's not even telling how to get traffic. He's like, you just get traffic to your website, but as soon as they become an email subscriber, you then go 4 emails in a sequence. And this is exactly what you're saying in each and every single email. And the triggers, it's all about the triggers. It's scarcity, it's time limit, and all these little triggers that you pinch and pull.
More like psychological triggers than, Zapier automation triggers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they're sent in a timely manner and the wording and the content is so specific around all the triggers that exist for us. So, yeah, and then it sells. And Alex Hormozi's just amplified that.
It's fascinating, isn't it? Because even I made the comment before around copywriting, being replaced around ChatGPT. But when you frame it like that, even for someone that wants to write email copy, they're not thinking to prompt that way. They're not prompting whatever it be, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, to write the emails in a way to consider all of these. And you've only just told us about the psychological triggers, right? I'm sure there's all these other things that you do, part of writing the copy to get, to the ideal outcome that you're trying to get from an email.
The way we write copy for e-com versus business versus service-based business is completely different. The way you write copy for e-com, and even if a copywriter was to come on, I do not trust ChatGPT, Copilot, Claude. I can't trust copy to them. Yes, prompts are good. Like you get at least something so that you're not sitting in front of a blank sheet of paper or doc for us, Google Doc. So at least we're not sitting in front of something blank. So we're not coming up with it, but we are definitely arguing a lot with AI all the time. Going, I remember my team member looked at my chat history and was saying, Ron, and Ron. because we were putting reports for clients and then it spitted out something completely different. I don't even know where it came up with the data. And I'm just, why are you lying? I'm just putting back, why are you lying? Oh, sorry. I was like, no, it's wrong. The information, you can't trust AI still. And I don't think we will ever be able to trust AI fully in content creation. It is a tool. It is never going to be the thing that is going to replace a copywriter. A copywriter is still so important in content creation. The way you approach the copy, the way you feel the copy, the way you can identify the tone of a brand that you're working with. You still provide everything from the brand, entire brand guidelines, entire website to all these AI tools. You ask them to use their tone in the messaging that it's going to spit out, still wrong. This is not how they speak. I provided everything I can, all the documentation from them, and it's still wrong tone. And that's why copywriter is so important there, because they're looking and going, nah, marketing emails need to be very on point if we're talking about e-com. So you can't be fluffy.
Well, that's what you're sending. You're sending words.
You send in words, but in e-com, you can't be too fluffy. It's not about connection. It's about a product. And you need to think of those triggers inside of a person. And they change with time, by the way, these triggers. If before people were impulse driven, so they would buy based on impulse, at the moment they want to spend and save. They're thinking about saving money. So you need to tailor this copy to the economy, what's happening to the economy, to the buyer's behavior, to how people react to the communication. And when it comes to service-based businesses, you've got to be so nurturing. You've got to be giving so much. This copy in this email has got to talk to them as if you are literally speaking to them right now. What would you say if a person was sitting in front of you? So put it exactly the way you would have said it in the email.
That's an interesting, there's this interesting point. It's like a burning question. I'd actually love to ask you this, and I'd love to get your take, which is, this would prove how far outside of the knowledge gap I am in emails and what's current and what's not. You know, all these systems like MailChimp, Go High Level, HubSpot, and, you know, all these things, they're designed in a way that, you know, you've got a block builder. You're going to put a heading with a background color and you're going to have a bit of a grid by grid sort of section. I see that in the builders, but then what I'm receiving is like this like almost as if it's that personalized written response that people are writing out the emails themselves, and it's how is it sounding like it's, you know, just for me? Has there been a massive shift away from almost like mini websites inside emails to that like personalized approach? Especially
in service-based businesses, especially your influencer email marketing. So, you know, Stephen Butler does it, Daniel Priestley does it. They go away from those pre-made templates with the banners and the creatives. It is primarily for deliverability, because if I make it a plain text, then it's going to land in your email inbox with a higher percentage, and it's not going to get in spam. And that's how you get brands out of spam, is by sending those plain text emails. It's a strategy.
And then start supplementing in.
And then you can start, you know, if you're an e-com brand, then it's a designed email. I don't even know if there's events businesses probably would still be sending with a creative because they're very visual. But if you're a leader of an opinion, if you are sharing an opinion that you want people to know of, then you're definitely sending a plain text. But if you want them to see something, so that goes back to the master template that you would have designed for your brand, and then they used it across your entire email communication. Plain text is still a strategy.
Fascinating.
Was it Dean Jackson, the guy over in the States, who did like coined this thing around like the 9-word email? It was like this. It was this thing. He was like, I remember him promoting around a lot of other. It's like one of those things where like one marketer promoted it, and then like business coach that coached business coaches, that like it just sort of, I found it like filtered its way down. Everyone was sort of claiming this thing, this 9-word email, and it was like, would you be interested in, and like made an offer. But it was, the whole thing was that it was plain text. It was just very basic, and it was like a 1-line offer that you send out to, you retarget people that you've already kind of nurtured and have a relationship with, and just like, it was crazy how many people have reported having a great conversion just off that, because just it's simple.
It is simple, and it's also different.
Mm.
This will work if you do it not every time, of course.
Yeah, if every email is just like, hey, would you want this? Would you want this? Would you want this? It's a horrible experience. Yeah.
And you also will land in spam, because every email agent is scanning your inbox and pre-reading your email, as AI is doing right now. And if you don't have enough content in your email, it will also consider it spam. So you actually need to balance. It's always about balance. Whether you send in a template, a plain text email, an SMS, or a short email like that, you always need to have a balance in your strategy between them. You still can do plain texts all the time, because they will always land. Maybe once in a while, maybe once a quarter, you want to have a designed email. But over what I'm seeing, those plain texts work incredibly well for leaders of opinion in particular. So all these guys with big names, they only send plain text emails.
It's interesting.
Naive question. How do you track deliverability? Is it done through something like, HubSpot or Go High Level, or is there an external tooling that you prefer?
There is external tools. I can't say to you which exactly I prefer. First of all, the best thing you can do is try to send your own email to your friend's Outlook inbox. Try to do that. If you're ever going to land in spam, then you literally need to work on your domain authentication for email. So you really need to work on that if it's going to land in Outlook in spam. Outlooks immediately identify spammy emails, which is probably, it's annoying for us, because we always try to get people out of those spam inboxes of Outlooks, but something, a part of a job, I guess. Usually each email marketing platform has their own deliverability metric. However, there's external tools as well. But they're very complicated. They're very techy. You would love it, though.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. Well, yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, it's because I think that's, after hearing all of this, you're right. That's the key, deliverability.
Yeah, landing there. And it's content and then deliverability. If you don't have, I don't like talking about open rates. I do not like it, because open rates are inflated. Your phones are pre-opening emails. So Apple is pre-opening emails. So you can see amazing open rate of 50, but it's not true.
Interesting. I suppose when you have the email on your notification at the front of your phone and you tap it, and it goes from like that first 1 to 2 sentences to like the first 5 sentences. So that's getting classified as an open.
Not even that. When you open your inbox, you know how you see the view of your emails and you can read the first lines?
Mm-hmm.
It's already open rate.
Depending on how the metrics being structured, or depending how like the platforms.
If you have an Apple phone and if you're using their Apple Mail on your phone, this is how it's going to do it. So it's going to pre-open and report back to an email platform that it's been an open.
Wow. Is that like a known thing, or is it something
It is a known thing. It's a known thing, but at the same time, I don't know how many people are talking about it. Not that many people understand.
I've never heard anyone say it before. That's really interesting.
That's mind-blowing.
Oh, and then agencies are talking about open rates. I'm only talking about click rates and deliverability. if I hit those two correctly, like, and then revenue, that's why I like working with the comp, because I can see the numbers, I can see the analytics, and
It's
I love
known,
it.
it's factual.
But open rates, it's not true. The average open rate is generally and always been 20%.
And this is going to get so much worse with all these AI toolings that are coming out.
Absolutely.
Like all these, read your emails, auto respond.
The correct response from all the email marketing platforms should be proper pixel that will identify that. Like they need to develop something, or they need to talk to Apple to say, well, we are reporting this and this is so not true. So they need to talk to them. But Apple has their own plans as well. So they're doing it. They're trying to make it look like, oh, we're looking after your privacy. Then they're making life difficult for me. But we base everything based on click rate. So and that's why we work with engagement. My biggest job is to explain, in this world, like I'm trying to explain to everyone that it's not about how many people you send to, it's about how many people are engaged. Even
what do you mean by engagement?
So if they open, if they are active on your site, if they click, if they have been viewing the product, they're considered engaged. And I base segmentation on the amount of days that they've been engaged for. So some of them have been engaged for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 180 days. If they did few actions, I consider them as an engaged segment. I know that they can come back to the website and then they can purchase, or they can start engaging with the brand again. So I don't base it too much on open rate. We still base it on the open rate. And then you know that you've got a list of 20,000 people, but only 6 of them are engaged. So what are we doing with the rest? Are we paying the platform for the amount of profiles that is on this platform, or we need to suppress them, or we need to try to re-engage and then suppress them? What are we going to do with them? We're constantly cleaning these lists to ensure that we're sending to the most engaged profiles, so we're not annoying the audience. Segmentation is king.
I'm just thinking about how many different, as you're going through that, I'm thinking out in my brain around all the different campaigns that you have based on the segments.
Absolutely.
Fascinating.
The amount of the first time I opened a profile in the email marketing software, that was Klaviyo, and I opened that email marketing software and I went, wow, you know so much about me. You knew by minute which product I looked at and what I did exactly afterwards. You knew when I was active on site. You know that I've been clicking emails 3 times in the last 30 days and I have not made one single purchase, but I clicked. Now I can do so much. It's almost creepy. You look at it, you see the amount of data and you understand, oh, I can segment you that way. And I can be sending you this. And then you will be like, because you obviously are interested. What are you looking for? Are you looking for a special offer? If I give you $5 off that item, are you going to buy?
You start to recognize the patterns.
You start to recognize the patterns. You start tailoring your offers. You start thinking about, oh, what is happening? Is it the collection is wrong? People are still looking. What is happening? Are we missing something? So shall we create a back in stock flow? Are they looking for something else? We're bringing all these new collections, but all of this is out of stock and they're still clicking and not purchasing. What are we going to do with them?
The fascinating thing about all this, and to bring it back to around the start, is these people are most likely people that, one, have already bought from you, or that have trusted you enough with the lead magnet that you've done. And they are by far the best people to market to.
And also those ones that are not buying, the best thing to do is to send them a survey. Give them a reason to fill in the survey. Ask them a few questions. Say you're going to give them a $500 gift voucher. If they going to go through the survey so that they actually feel motivated to do it. And then you have this wealth of information on why they're not buying. Are they looking for a special? Is it too much money for them? Your product costs too much? Is it they just looking for information? What are they looking for? So just structure your questions and then you sit in on this graphs of data and numbers and going like, oh my God, I can do so much now. I can make decisions of what collections to bring in, or how I can work with pricing structure, or am I even attracting the correct traffic? Always opportunities.
It's awesome to see how passionate you are about emails, because I feel like that's like that. I mean, if you're entering into anything creative or marketing wise, and there's a lot of people being sold on, it's easier to do this sort of stuff and, start an agency and you'll make, 10K, 20K a month. And there's all those sort of like things promoting is purely like it's easier to do and you'll make lots of money, which just isn't like the way it is. I feel like the people that are successful are people that do care about customers and genuinely love the thing. Like if you don't love the thing, I think it's very hard to be successful, because it's very, very hard to be obsessed with this sort of stuff. So it's awesome to see how passionate you are, because I can see that, behind the scenes, you'd be very obsessed with all the different things that would make it work and what things you can do to improve. So it's really cool to see.
Yeah, I don't want to be this sad accountant that is doing the tax return, and
Yeah, totally.
I don't want to be that person. Email is exciting. It is very exciting. And it's so cool because these are the people that given you their data, they gifted it to you. Nurture it, love it, enjoy it. Like these people, you can do so much. You can integrate it with Meta and then show your ads only to people that have unsubscribed. Set up your remarketing. So even if they unsubscribe from email, they're still warm and they're still interested. It's just they don't want to have their inbox full. If they see the ad, they're going to be feeling great. Oh my God, I remember about that brand. They're cool.
I just unsubscribed.
Just unsubscribed. Doesn't, like, no hard feelings. Unsubscribe doesn't mean that they're not engaged. They just don't want emails in their inbox. Honestly, there's sometimes brands come into me and there's like, but what if they're all going to unsubscribe? That's fine. You just need to tailor your content. There's nothing wrong with unsubscribes. People unfollow each other all the time. There's nothing wrong with unsubscribes. Let's get better in content. Let's get more valuable. Or in every email marketing platform, there is a standard for how many unsubscribes you have to have per month. So as long as you're below this threshold, you're fine. And and as long as signups are higher than your unsubscribes, you're laughing. It's great.
I feel it's like that thing like when people talk about pricing. It's like when some people might brag about like, oh, I've got like 100% conversion rate. It's like, okay, well, like you're probably not charging enough. Like it's awesome to have 100% conversion rate, but like if everyone's saying yes, you're probably not. So it's similar. Like if no one, like someone could say like, oh, we don't get any unsubscribes. Like how many emails do you do? Oh, like one every 6 months. It's like, oh yeah, okay. Like no.
Yeah, it makes sense why you.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's hope that people notice that one email in 6 months, probably not that many. However, frequency is also an important factor within emails. We send emails daily for some of the brands. And our deliverability is at 92, and it's fantastic. 85, 92, we send every day. We just work with engaged people. And sometimes when it comes to Black Friday, Boxing Day, and a financial year sale, whatever anniversary of the brand, we send to a full list and just like...
Yeah.
I don't want to see that, but it doesn't matter. We just sent it. We have to. But we balance it in the rest of the months.
Fascinating. I think you've reshaped my outlook on emails. So yeah, thank you for today. Honestly, seriously, mind altering. Very much appreciated it. How can people best find you? Obviously, you're very active on socials. I've noticed. It's great.
Best find us. We're on socials. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. And definitely our website, and just ask people that know us, and they're honestly call my clients. They'll be raving about us. And but by the way, I don't like to be liked by everyone. So yeah, I prefer to talk to people before they come on board, and so that we align.
Totally. You got to have values alignment first. Everything else that follows will be successful.
Yeah.
And what's one thing you're looking forward to for, can be 2026, 2027, just one thing you're looking forward to?
I'm looking forward for growing my ecom brand. So this is something that we make. We make hoodies and pants, and it's too warm for other states, but it's great for Victoria and for Tassie and for New Zealand. It's fantastic clothing. We just want to grow that ecom brand and scale.
I can only imagine the email campaigns that are behind that brand.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Unlimited time to just go crazy with it. Yeah,
it's going to be very fun. But again, as a classic digital marketer, look, it's about the entire strategy, not just email strategy. You can't do it just with emails. It's ads, it's SEO, it's Google, everything.
Awesome. And what's the brand name, just quickly?
It's called UFO.
Love it.
Ultimate Fame Origin.
Very good. Hey, well, thanks again for coming on. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you, guys. It was really good. I'm very grateful for you to bring me in your studio to show me around. It's absolutely a fantastic experience, and I'm so very excited for your growth and for the podcast growth. And I was listening to it yesterday, and you are talking about these amazing topics, and a lot more people need to hear about it.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. So hopefully we can get a few more creatives on. Would be good.